Hey, y'all. Suffering for being obedient. I am coming out of Daniel, the third chapter. This is when King Nebuchadnezzar built this gold statue. I'm going to start at the 14th verse and I'm going to read down to the 18th verse. This is when the three Hebrew boys said they was not going to bow down to another god. Nebuchadnezzar said to them, "Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you refuse to serve my gods or to worship the gold statue I have set up? I will give you one more chance to bow down and worship the statue I have made when you hear the sound of the musical instruments. But if you refuse, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. And then what God will be able to rescue you from my power?" Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." It don't pay to be a follower. Yeah. It don't pay to be a follower because you had a lot of people that bowed to this statue. But these three Hebrew boys said, "No, we not bowing." And let me tell you something. When you is really walking with God, you should have that mindset like these three Hebrew boys. What I have learned is that when God have told me to remove myself from things and I'm going against what everybody else is doing, don't you know that that comes with a lot of persecution? Yeah. Because you're going against what the crowd is doing. You're going against what everybody else is saying and whatever everybody else is doing. That comes with persecution. And that's what happened with the Hebrew boys. These astrologers, they went to their king and told the king that you said for everybody to bow when the instruments start going off. But they didn't bow. Let me tell you something. When you is truly walking with God, it's no such thing as being with the crowd, doing what the crowd is doing, following what the crowd is doing, listening to every voice, listening to every command. Now, that's not you. Because remember, you serving God. Not man, not a king, not statues, not these celebrities. You are serving God. You honor God. So you put nothing before God. Regardless of what the crowd is saying. Regardless of what your friends, your family, regardless of what everybody else is doing. If God is telling you to do the opposite, you better do it. That's when you are walking with God. Because now you like, well, God gave me the instructions. But then you got people over here trying to give you instructions too. And that's what the king was doing. But the three Hebrew boys was like, "No, we're not bowing to your statue. We're not bowing to you. So if you going to throw us in this furnace, go ahead and throw us. Just go ahead." And that's what happens when you is being obedient. Don't you know you will go through suffering just because you being obedient to the word of God? I always talk about that. You have to learn how to put that no in your vocabulary when you start walking with God. Because you're going to be tried and tested by the enemy. And the enemy is going to send many people your way. But let me tell you something. You better learn. This is my favorite word. You better learn how to stand 10 toes down and be firm in your walk with God. Because this is not the time to compromise. If you say that God, I have given up my life. I have taken up my cross to follow you. Nothing else matters. That means that everybody's opinion, everybody's instructions, whatever people have to say, it doesn't matter anymore. You're not in control of your life. How are you allowing other people to be in control of your life? How are you allowing other people to guide you and instruct you, and you don't even have access to your life, but you allowing other people to have access to your life? No, get a no in your vocabulary. Because I'm telling you, you're going to have to learn how to go against what the crowd is doing. Just because the crowd is doing it, that don't mean for you to do it. That's why I always say that when you're walking with God, it's no such thing as following man. It's time to be a leader. Because we don't follow what everybody else is doing. We don't follow the way of the world. Don't be embarrassed of who you worship. Don't be embarrassed of who your father is. If you got to say no to the crowd, say no to the crowd. I'm telling y'all, I just sit here and I just be like, I can't even understand how people even have such a crowd around them. Because what I have learned is that when you start walking that walk with God, it's no such thing as having a crowd around you. I said yesterday, it's no such thing as hanging around the crowd. It's no such thing as hanging around everybody and being in every place. It's no such thing. You're going to have to go against the grain. That means you're going to have to learn how to say no. Nah, I'm not going to bow to that. Nah, I can't do what y'all doing. And guess what? Persecution comes with it. Because now you going to start hearing some mumbling. Oh, they think they better, or they saying they're a child of God and they just changed up. Yes. And guess what? I'm not going to allow man to guide me. So get that no in your vocabulary. It's time to be like these 3 Hebrew boys. No, we're not bowing. No, I'm not going to do what y'all doing. If you want to bow, if you want to honor and worship pagan gods, this statue, following the crowd, then you go right ahead. But me, no. I don't follow the crowd. I don't even want to be around the crowd. If I got to walk this walk, me and God, then guess what? That's what it's going to be. If people got to fall off when I say no, then you got to let people fall off. Because guess what? You're following God and nobody else. Be like the 3 Hebrew boys. Put that no in your vocabulary. Don't be ashamed. Ask God to give you that courage, that strength, that boldness. Because guess what? You're going to go through suffering, persecution for being obedient to God. Y'all, I'm going to get a t-shirt say, stand 10 toes down. Stand firm in the word.